Imagine the power to bend reality to your will. We'll stop dreaming because it's right here, right now. Welcome to your future as you shape it with powerful technology. Seize control of your destiny with Super Manifestation Ultimate Edition, the most powerful manifestation program ever created. From HSCTI, world leaders in manifestation software and equipment. Be sure to join the forum at chiusersgroup.com. Get in on the discussion, questions and answers, downloads, software add-ons, and more. To begin, push the start button. The first time you run the software, you need to load your Chi transfer diagram. You're going to place a single printed copy of your Chi transfer diagram on your Welz Chi generator, either leaning against the pipe, on the ORGONITE block, in the donut ring, or sandwiched between a TC99 transfer couple or a PBT 2400 power booster. You will have a digital version of your transfer diagram that you would have received either on a CD or as a digital download. Remember that if you print a copy of that, only print one and only one copy. Browse to find that digital image and it will be imported into the software and you will not have to load it again. Moving positions is simple by holding down the left mouse button and dragging it to a new location. Buttons, load, save, reset. You have a drop down to select the number of positions. You can use up to 28 positions in Super Manifestation Ultimate. We now added a couple positions. We're moving around the screen. That's left mouse click and drag. We have import, advanced, background change, start, and exit. Okay, we're going to get into one of these positions. That's done by doing a double click. We're going to go to position 1, double click, and go to position, edit, dialog. Here we are in the dialog. We have operation-wide parameters that apply the program overall and also all the values for the particular position. We can select a sound file for the position. There's information for setting the rates for the position number, name, description text, and image. You can also select a sound file. We can change the size of the positions, and this applies to the operation overall. I've changed them to small. I'm going to double click, go back in, change them to large, update, back to the main screen, and double click again, and change them back to the regular size and update. Let's explain some of the operation parameters. If I uncheck the Show Rates checkbox and go back to the main screen, you'll see that nothing has changed. And the reason is this only applies to when the program is running. If I want the rates to disappear entirely, I uncheck Use Rates, and as you can see, the rates are gone. And also going back to the main screen, the stick pad does not appear again, or the rate setting dialog in the position edit until I recheck that box. So each position you're going to want to have an image. You do that by clicking the Select Image button, and this particular one we are going to have a target, but we don't have any images in the program yet. So we need to back out and we need to import some images. So we're going to go to the Import Dialog. This is a very powerful screen that allows you to do a lot of advanced features. For right now, we're going to import a single target image. Browse to the location where you have the image of your target person. Select it, and it is then copied into the program and stored in that target's directory. So let's go back to that position. Just double click that position to go back to the position edit dialog, and this is something you're going to need to do for every position. First you want to name it. In this case we're going to name the position target. In the description, the text description, we're going to put the name of the target person. It's now time to select that image, and you'll see that if we browse to the targets folder, the image we just imported is already there. The next thing you need to do for every position is set the rate. There are 5 different ways to set a rate. First, you can simply type the rate numerically into the text box in the rate dialog. You might do that if you've set it using an external stick pad on a machine or a pendulum or something like that, or you had a particular rate in mind. There are 6 knobs on the rate dialog box, and each one of them corresponds to 2 of the numbers in the dialog. Simply left click and hold it down. Now remember, you're not getting the full visual effect here because the screen capture is not catching the full action of the software. There's also the fast rate set button. Simply left click and hold it down, and when you release the button, the rate will be set. Further, you can use the Rate Genie. Click the button and let the Rate Genie decide your rate for you. Finally, you can use the stick pad. By clicking the stick pad button, you will then be placed on the stick pad, move the mouse around until a stick is achieved. Now, no matter how you're dialing your rate, you want to be doing your visualization exercise while you're doing it. And that's very important so that you get the correct rate. Now that we have our rate set, we're going back to the main screen by hitting the Update button. Hitting the Update button will save all the information that we've put in for this particular position. So far, we've gone to the Import dialog and imported a single image for our target. we need to go back and import some more images so that we're going to be able to set up our other positions. Remember, once you've imported something into the software, it's there for future use, but in the initial setup, you do need to import. So you can import targets, background images, folders, transfers, packages of images and operations, and in this case, we're going to import an image pack. I'm going to browse to the desktop where I have the 9 packs of Alphabet of Desire image pack. Click open, and you need to give it some time because some of these files can be large. And once the import's complete, we can go back to our main screen, double-click a position, go to the Position Edit dialog box, and let's continue setting up this position. And you'll see that as we browse for the image, we find the folder, 9 packs of Alphabet of Desire. Nice thing about the Alphabet of Desire is that the names of the files match their purpose. In this case, we're going to pick Gain Favors. We're going to give this position a name, and this is the trend. You're going to want to put a detailed description of the trend in the text box. That's very important. And then we're going to set the rate. In this case, we're going to use the stick pad. Click the stick pad button and then begin to move the mouse. You could also set the rate using the knobs as we've done before. Any of the 5 methods will work. Once you got what you want, hit update and you're back at the main screen. It's time to set up another position and keep moving all the way through your list of positions. You can also set the operation parameters as we discussed before. One particularly powerful operation parameter is called Ultimode, and when you check the Ultimode box, you'll be sent to the dialog for selecting the Ultimode file. The program ships with 1 file. Additional ones can be imported using IPAC files. So now that we've selected Ultimode, you'll see back at the main screen, the background is an animated Ultimode background. Remember that you're not getting the full visual effect of the program because the screen capture software does not show the true smooth motion of the program. And as you see, as the operation runs, the animation continues. So we go back to the Position Edit dialog again and uncheck Use Sound, and you'll see that when we go back and run the program, there is no pause after the transfer fades in to each position. When you're using sound and you're using the default, it will play 2 seconds of silence. Most of the time I don't use sound, but it can be particularly effective depending on the operation that you're running. I'm going to turn Ultimode back off and you'll see that we have our background image the way it was. And you can change a background image when Ultimode is off. Of course, we don't have any background images imported at the moment, so we're going to import an image pack. And in the case of Super Manifestation Ultimate, image pack files may contain background images, Ultimode files, image folders, or any combination of them. So we're going to select a background image, and you'll see that the background is now present on the screen. It's very easy to change. Simply browse and select another. You're going to want to set all of your positions up, your position name, text, image, and rates. And once you've got all of them done, you're going to want to save this operation so you can load it for later use. You want to give the operation a good descriptive name, and once you have, click the Save button, and it will be saved for later use. Now we're going to hit the Reset button, which will take us back to the default, and reload the operation we just saved, and you can see everything is back the way it was. All the operation parameters, all the parameters for each one of the positions. Now, since we only have the one operation to choose from in loading operations, let's import an operation pack, an OPAC file. Do that in the import screen under Operations. We're going to browse to the location of that OPAC file we have on the desktop. Give it a second to load, and once it has, go back and try to load the operation. You'll see you've got a new folder of operations to choose from. Simply select an operation, and it loads. All you'll need to do then is change your image of the target person, dial your rates, and change your descriptions. Here we go with another one. As you can see, it's a very powerful feature to be able to pull in a completed operation that just needs you to dial your rates and alter your text descriptions, and again, set a target. And when you change the position size, that's also stored in a save file. You can see we're now running it, small position, Super Chi mode.